Hey NFL fans, before we dive into today's hottest stories, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an update. From NFL News Now, Philadelphia fans are no strangers to strong opinions about their beloved Eagles. And when a figure like Nick Foles, the man who led them to their historic Super Bowl 50 victory, shares his thoughts, it carries weight. Foles recently weighed in on the role of embattled offensive coordinator Kevin Patullo, suggesting that perhaps the team's struggling 24th-ranked offense could benefit if Patullo moved to the coaching box and observed the game from above, rather than working directly on the field with the players, according to Foles. The idea was simple. As a passing game coordinator, Patullo would theoretically have a better vantage point, a controlled environment that allowed him to analyze defensive coverages and recommend plays without being swept up in the raw emotion of sideline interactions. Being a pass game coordinator, Patullo's role was to be in the box, to be in the booth, to oversee what is happening on the field from an up-above perspective, not being on the sidelines with the players and feeling the emotions from the sideline. Foles said on his streaming platform he was in a controlled environment to see coverages, to see plays, and to make recommendations for the passing game. It seemed like sound advice on the surface, especially given the offense's inconsistent performances this season. But the reality of Patullo's work in Philadelphia tells a different story. Contrary to Foles' suggestion, Patullo's approach has always been hands-on and field-centered. He clarified at his weekly press conference that he has not coached from the box in over a decade, emphasizing that the direct communication with players is central to his methodology. "I think the communication with the players is important," Patullo explained. Since I've been here in 2021, I've been on the field every time. I think there's a lot of communication with players, coaches on the field, making sure adjustments are done correctly. I have conversations with Yalen, with the O-line, with the receivers that are very important. For Patullo, being present on the field is not just about emotional connection. It is a functional aspect of game day strategy. He has spent the entirety of his coaching career actively engaging with players from the sideline, shaping in-game decisions through direct dialogue and hands-on observation. "I've been on the field for a long time. I don't think I've been in the box since maybe 2011 as a coach, so it's been a while. I think just the relationship I have with the guys and the communication has been good. And we've just got to continue to improve in other areas and we'll be all right," he added. Patullo's tenure in the NFL is a testament to his on-field philosophy. The year 2011 marked his fourth season as a coach in the league when he served as a quality control assistant under Chan Gailey in Buffalo. By the following year, he was promoted to offensive assistant and assistant wide receivers coach, stepping fully onto the field and cementing a path that would define his career. Over the next 11 years, spanning stops with Tennessee, the New York Jets, Indianapolis, and ultimately Philadelphia, Patullo has remained steadfast in his commitment to being physically present with his players, rather than isolated in the elevated coaching box. This track record underlines a crucial point. Coaching in the NFL is not a one-size-fits-all endeavor. Different coordinators thrive under different circumstances, and while some, like Eagles defensive coordinator Vic Fangio, find success observing the game from above, Patullo's effectiveness has always been rooted in the immediacy and intimacy of field-level coaching. The debate sparked by Foles' comments is not about questioning Patullo's competence, but rather about contrasting philosophies and the way different coaching perspectives can influence performance. Fans naturally want solutions that will elevate the offense, and suggestions coming from a figure like Foles are bound to attract attention and provoke discussion. Yet, Patullo's steadfastness in his approach suggests that the answer may not lie in moving him to a new environment, but in refining other aspects of the offense while leveraging the strengths of his current methodology. Being on the field allows Patullo to maintain real-time adjustments with his quarterbacks, offensive line, and wide receivers, creating a dynamic and interactive coaching process that cannot be replicated from the relative detachment of the box. This direct interaction is particularly important given the Eagles' reliance on fluid, adaptive passing strategies that demand immediate feedback and precise communication between coach and player. The underlying lesson here is one of perspective. Foles' recommendation was likely rooted in his understanding of offensive coordination from a distance, observing plays and making macro-level decisions, which is a valid approach in certain contexts. However, Patullo's on-field engagement emphasizes micro-level interaction and intimate detailed understanding of player tendencies, split-second decisions, and the ability to inject coaching adjustments directly into the heat of the game. Over 11 years, Patullo has consistently demonstrated that this approach is not only viable but often essential for maintaining the flow of a complex offensive system. Philadelphia fans, known for their passionate scrutiny, are witnessing firsthand a scenario in which experience, personal coaching philosophy, and historical performance converge to influence how a coordinator contributes to game day success. What stands out in this scenario is Patullo's willingness to speak candidly about his methods, openly acknowledging the years he has spent refining his sideline approach. The idea of communication and relationship building with the players is not a mere talking point, but a strategic principle embedded in every aspect of his coaching. From quarterbacks to receivers to the offensive line, Patullo's presence on the field ensures that adjustments can be communicated with clarity, immediacy, and authority. It is a hands-on style that fosters trust and cohesion, qualities that can be crucial during high-pressure moments and in orchestrating plays that require precision execution under duress. His career trajectory reinforces this philosophy, illustrating how a coach can build credibility and influence not just through strategic insight but through consistent, engaged, and visible participation in the game. For the Eagles, the question is not whether Patullo should change his approach, but how the team can maximize the effectiveness of his current strategy. Foles' comments may have been well-intentioned, offering a high-profile perspective, but the operational reality of Patullo's coaching style has been thoroughly field-based for over a decade. The dialogue between varying coaching philosophies, box versus sideline, highlights an important dynamic within the NFL. The success of an offensive scheme is not solely determined by its coordinator's vantage point, but by the synergy between coach, player, and overall team execution. Patullo's insistence on remaining on the field reflects a deep-seated understanding of what makes his approach work, and for Philadelphia, the focus must remain on refining execution, fostering communication, and allowing the system to evolve organically rather than imposing a change in location that could disrupt established dynamics. In essence, Kevin Patullo's story underscores a broader truth about coaching in the NFL. There are multiple paths to effectiveness, and each coach must navigate the landscape in a way that aligns with their strengths, relationships with players, and strategic vision. While high-profile voices like Nick Foles may offer insight and spark conversation, the measure of success ultimately rests in performance, cohesion, and the ability to adapt without losing the essence of one's coaching identity. For the Eagles, keeping Patullo on the field is not a sign of obstinance, but a deliberate choice based on years of experience, tested strategies, and the tangible benefits of real-time player interaction. As fans continue to debate the merits of this approach, the ongoing season will provide the clearest evidence of whether on-field engagement or an elevated perspective delivers the greatest impact. But Patullo's track record and philosophy suggest that his comfort zone remains precisely where it has been for over a decade, in the thick of the action, guiding the team through the ebb and flow of each game with the nuanced touch only a hands-on coordinator can provide. Philadelphia is a city that thrives on football discussion, where every move is analyzed, critiqued, and debated passionately. And this debate over Kevin Patullo's position is no exception. With the backdrop of an evolving offense and the pressure to improve rankings and performance, the conversation surrounding coaching philosophy becomes not just an abstract discussion, but a tangible element influencing strategy and execution. Patullo's insistence on field-level coaching reinforces the idea that personal methodology, relationship building, and situational awareness are equally as critical as overarching tactical oversight. The Eagles may be ranked 24th offensively at the moment, but the ability to communicate, adjust, and respond in real time, as Patullo does, is a crucial component of incremental progress that often goes unnoticed in headline statistics. This commitment to the sideline reflects a belief in presence, engagement, and adaptability that has defined his career and continues to shape the team's identity on game day. The Eagles' coaching debate is emblematic of the broader discussions taking place across the league, where tradition, innovation, and individual philosophy intersect to shape team dynamics. Patullo represents a bridge between hands-on player engagement and the analytical demands of modern football, demonstrating that effective coaching is not monolithic, but rather an intricate balance between observation, interaction, and instinct. His choice to remain on the field is a conscious one, informed by over a decade of experience reflecting a conviction that proximity to players fosters clarity, responsiveness, and trust. As Philadelphia fans digest Foles' commentary and weigh the potential advantages of the coaching box, it becomes clear that Patullo's strategy is deeply rooted in practicality, history, and the nuanced understanding that some aspects of football can only be truly managed in the immediate context of the playing field. In conclusion, Kevin Patullo's steadfast presence on the field serves as a reminder that effective coaching in the NFL is not simply about theoretical advantages or conventional wisdom, but about aligning strategy with personal strengths, player relationships, and situational responsiveness. Nick Foles' suggestion to move him to the coaching box highlights a philosophical divergence rather than a critique of competency, emphasizing that different perspectives can spark important dialogue within the football community. For Philadelphia, the decision to keep Patullo on the sideline is a deliberate affirmation of his proven methods, the importance of direct player interaction, and the value of hands-on leadership in shaping the team's offensive identity. Over more than a decade in the NFL, Patullo has built a career defined by field-level engagement, and as the Eagles navigate their current challenges, his commitment to that approach may ultimately prove to be one of the most stabilizing factors in a season where every adjustment, every conversation, and every decision can ripple across the team's performance and future trajectory. The nuances of coaching, strategy, and perspective converge in this ongoing narrative, illustrating that success is rarely about a single position, a singular choice, or a conventional approach. Kevin Patullo's career embodies the idea that coaching effectiveness is both situational and relational, and that being in the thick of the action, communicating, adjusting, and guiding in real time can be just as impactful as analyzing the game from an elevated vantage point. As the Eagles continue their campaign, the conversation around Patullo's role serves not only as a point of discussion, but as a lens through which fans and analysts alike can appreciate the complexity, skill, and dedication required to manage an NFL offense effectively. In the end, Philadelphia may find that the wisdom of keeping Patullo where he feels most effective, amidst the energy and immediacy of the sideline, is precisely what the team needs to navigate the challenges ahead. Combining strategic insight with the irreplaceable value of hands-on coaching presence in one of football's most passionate and demanding environments. Keep watching as we analyze more details about some rumors. Breaking news is buzzing across the league, and if you think you've seen it all in the NFL, think again. The Philadelphia Eagles, known for making strategic, sometimes shocking moves, have reportedly just pulled off what could be one of the most electrifying maneuvers in recent history. Rumors are swirling, whispers are growing louder, and insiders can barely contain themselves as reports suggest that the Eagles have secured a deal for none other than MYLES GARRETT, the fearsome defensive end who has terrorized quarterbacks across the league for years. Imagine that, the Eagles' defensive front, already intimidating, now rumored to be bolstered by a player whose name alone makes offensive coordinators break a sweat. Conversations in locker rooms and analysts chatter on late-night shows are dominated by nothing else, with speculation running wild about what this means for Philadelphia and the entire landscape of the NFL. Fans are flooded with conflicting reports, but the underlying message is the same: this could be a game changer. The mere thought of Garrett in the Eagles' colors is enough to send shivers down the spine of any offense in the league. Known for his explosive power off the edge, his relentless pursuit of quarterbacks, and his ability to turn a game on its head in a single play, Garrett is the type of player that changes not just individual matchups, but entire defensive strategies. Sources hint that the discussions between Garrett and the Eagles have been intense and secretive, with executives allegedly working tirelessly behind closed doors to make this monumental signing a reality. The way the whispers are shaping up, it seems like both sides saw an opportunity that could not be ignored. Philadelphia, looking to cement its dominance and add even more teeth to an already fierce defensive lineup, apparently viewed Garrett as the missing piece of a puzzle that could elevate their team into a whole new stratosphere of intimidation and talent. The timing of this potential acquisition, if true, adds another layer of intrigue. NFL insiders are suggesting that the negotiations have been ongoing for weeks, with both the Eagles' front office and Garrett's representatives engaging in what many are calling a high-stakes chess match. There are hints of complex discussions about salary, contract length, and even performance incentives, each element meticulously crafted to make both parties feel like winners. What makes this rumor even juicier is the secrecy surrounding it. If this deal truly is imminent or has already been finalized, it would represent one of the most surprising, under-the-radar moves in recent memory. The league itself is said to be in a state of quiet chaos, with rival teams scrambling to reassess their defensive strategies and potentially consider counter moves. Imagine the ripple effect: every offensive line coach, every coordinator, every quarterback now having to visualize how to face a defensive juggernaut anchored by Garrett. Fans, naturally, have been losing their minds over this development. Social media is exploding. Fan forums are buzzing, and highlight reels of Garrett's most ferocious plays are circulating like wildfire. Memes, hot takes, and speculation dominate every corner of the internet as Eagles supporters dream of the defensive havoc Garrett could unleash, while opponents are left anxiously calculating how to protect their quarterbacks against a player whose reputation precedes him. Analysts on sports talk shows are reportedly already drafting scenarios, debating whether the Eagles now have the most formidable defensive line in the NFL, and if Garrett's arrival could single-handedly redefine what it means to play offense against Philadelphia. The excitement is palpable, the energy electric, and even casual fans are starting to feel the gravitational pull of what could be a defining moment in Eagles history. But beyond the hype and the memes, the strategic implications are enormous. Garrett is a game-altering presence, a player who demands attention every single snap. Rumors indicate that the Eagles are considering schemes that would maximize his strengths, from stunts and blitz packages to formations designed to free him from blockers and allow him to wreak havoc on quarterbacks. Offensive coordinators across the league, if they are paying attention, and they certainly are, must now recalibrate their entire approach when facing Philadelphia. Garrett's ability to collapse pockets, disrupt timing, and change the trajectory of a game with a single play makes him one of the most dangerous defensive threats in football. And the thought that he could be wearing the midnight green adds an extra layer of drama to every upcoming matchup. The speculation is almost unbearable. Will this be the start of a new defensive dynasty for the Eagles? Will rival teams panic and attempt their own audacious moves in response? The entire league seems to be holding its breath, waiting for confirmation. While the rumor mill spins out of control, even among NFL insiders, the chatter is nearly nonstop. Sources close to the team suggest that this is not just about talent acquisition. It's about sending a message. The Eagles, they say, are not content to merely compete, they want to dominate. And signing a player of Garrett's caliber would be the loudest declaration possible. If true, it signals to every quarterback, every offensive line, and every coaching staff across the league that Philadelphia is willing to go all in, pulling no punches in the pursuit of victory. The rumor has ignited debates on podcasts, in press rooms, and in boardrooms alike. Analysts are dissecting Garrett's stats, his past performances, and his ability to fit into various defensive schemes, all while trying to predict the cascading effects of such a monumental move. There are even whispers that this could influence the draft strategy of other teams, as executives reconsider how to build their rosters in a world where Garrett's presence in Philadelphia is a reality. Of course, skepticism remains. NFL rumors are nothing new, and every season seems to produce its share of too good to be true stories. Yet the sources fueling this particular rumor are considered highly credible, and the specificity of the chatter adds weight to the whispers, from private conversations overheard by insiders to subtle hints dropped during press conferences. The breadcrumbs all seem to point in one direction. The Eagles and Garrett are engaged in something that could reshape the league's balance of power. The sheer audacity of it, the idea that a team known for smart, sometimes cautious decision-making would suddenly make a move this seismic, has the sports world captivated. Fans of rival teams are skeptical, excited, fearful, and curious all at once, while Eagles supporters are indulging in dreams of defensive dominance previously unimaginable. As the rumor spreads, the excitement continues to build. The narrative writes itself: a star defensive player, a team on the rise, a league suddenly thrown into strategic turmoil. The thought of Garrett terrorizing opposing quarterbacks while clad in Eagles green creates endless what-if scenarios, each more tantalizing than the last. Could this be the beginning of a new era? Could Philadelphia, already respected for its toughness and tenacity, transform into a nearly unstoppable defensive force? Speculation runs rampant, and the stories are already being spun about how this signing, if confirmed, will be remembered for years to come. Every discussion, every debate, every fan comment is now colored by the possibility of Garrett joining the Eagles, and the excitement is nearly unbearable. Analysts are predicting Everything from increased ticket sales to a surge in merchandise demand. And fans are imagining highlight reels that will define an era of football. For the city of Philadelphia, the rumor of Garrett to the Eagles is exactly the kind of story that fuels NFL passion. The kind of news that keeps fans awake at night. Refreshing social media feeds for the latest updates, it's a scenario ripe with drama, tension, and speculation, a perfect storm of talent, strategy, and timing. No one knows yet if the deal is finalized or if we are merely witnessing a high-level negotiation nearing its conclusion. But the impact of the rumor alone is undeniable. The NFL landscape feels different already, as though a single move could shift the balance of power, influence draft decisions, and change the way every team prepares for the season. Fans, analysts, and insiders alike are watching closely, waiting for confirmation, imagining the possibilities, and perhaps most importantly, savoring every whisper and leak that adds fuel to the fire. Whether this deal materializes or remains a tantalizing almost, one thing is certain: the idea of MYLES Garrett in Philadelphia has electrified the league. It's the type of news that spreads like wildfire, that dominates conversations in locker rooms and living rooms alike, and that reminds everyone why the NFL is not just a sport, but a theater of audacity, strategy, and drama. The Eagles, already a formidable team, are now the center of a storm of speculation and excitement, with fans and rivals alike glued to every report, rumor, and hint. If the whispers are true, and Garrett does indeed join the Eagles, history may well remember this as one of the boldest, most exhilarating moves in recent NFL memory. The tension is real, the possibilities endless, and the rumor continues to grow, with every passing hour adding another layer to the unfolding drama. Philadelphia may never be the same, and the NFL may never be the same, if this speculation proves accurate. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video and share it with your fellow NFL fans. Stay tuned for more updates, only here on NFL News Now.